Imagine a small kingdom tucked deep within the Himalayas, where snow-capped peaks guard fertile valleys, prayer flags flutter in the wind, and happiness is measured not in money, but in the quality of life. This is Bhutan, often called the happiest country on earth. Tonight, we will glide through 40 remarkable facts about Bhutan, from its breathtaking landscapes to its unique philosophy of gross national happiness. Welcome, dear listener. My name is your channel name, and in this calm documentary, I invite you to rest, relax, and travel with me through stories of Bhutan's culture, geography, and history. If you enjoy this slow-paced, curiosity-driven journey, I gently encourage you to like and subscribe, but only if it truly brings you peace. Share your city, your country, and the time you are watching this. It creates a beautiful global tapestry of people discovering the world together. Now, let us begin our exploration. Our first fact: Bhutan is a landlocked country, bordered by two of the world's giants, China to the north, and India to the south, east, and west. Despite its small size, its geography is dramatic, rising from lush subtropical plains to the icy summits of the eastern Himalayas. This makes Bhutan not only one of the most mountainous nations in the world, but also one of the most biodiverse. Fact number 2. Bhutan is the only country in the world that measures its success not by gross domestic product, but by gross national happiness, or GNH. This index considers spiritual well-being, environmental sustainability, cultural preservation, and community vitality alongside economic growth. In doing so, Bhutan has become an inspiration for alternative approaches to development, admired in educational and economic discussions around the globe. Fact number 3. The capital city, Thimphu, has a unique distinction. It is one of the only capitals in the world without traffic lights. Instead, traffic is directed by white-gloved police officers standing at decorated booths. The decision was deliberate, meant to preserve the slower pace and human character of Bhutanese life. Fact number 4. Bhutan's national language is Dzongkha, but the country is incredibly multilingual, with over 20 regional languages and dialects spoken. Bhutan's culture is a mosaic of voices, each linked to different valleys and communities. This linguistic richness reflects centuries of isolated development across rugged terrain. Fact number 5. Bhutan's national dress remains mandatory in schools, government offices, and formal events. Men wear the go, a knee-length robe tied at the waist with a belt, while women wear the kira, an elegant ankle-length dress. This policy has preserved traditional clothing as a living part of modern culture, unlike in many other nations where such attire is reserved for festivals only. Fact number 6. In Bhutan, the monarchy is deeply respected, yet remarkably modern in its outlook. In 2006, King Jigme Singye Wangchuk voluntarily abdicated the throne in favor of his son, ushering in democratic reforms. Today, Bhutan is a constitutional monarchy, blending centuries of tradition with democratic institutions, and its royal family is beloved by the people. Fact number 7. Bhutan's national sport is archery, and it is much more than a pastime. Archery competitions are held in nearly every village, often accompanied by song, dance, and spirited banter. Targets are placed at astonishing distances, sometimes over 140 meters away. making Bhutanese archers among the most skilled in the world. Fact number 8. The country's official religion is Vajrayana, Buddhism, which profoundly shapes daily life. Prayer flags are strung across mountain passes, spinning prayer wheels line village paths, and monasteries perch on cliffs, creating a spiritual landscape as striking as the natural one. Bhutanese Buddhism emphasizes compassion, mindfulness, and harmony with nature. Fact number 9. Bhutan is one of the world's leading guardians of the environment. By constitutional mandate, at least 60% of its land must remain under forest cover at all times. Today, more than 70% of Bhutan is forested, making it a carbon-negative country. That is, it absorbs more carbon dioxide than it emits. This environmental stewardship is admired globally in discussions of climate change and sustainability. Fact number 10. The most iconic site in Bhutan is Toksong Monastery, also called the Tiger's Nest. Clinging to a cliff 900 meters above the Paro Valley, it appears almost impossible to reach. Legend says Guru Rinpoche, who brought Buddhism to Bhutan in the 8th century, flew here on the back of a tiger. Today, it is a pilgrimage site for Bhutanese and an uninspiring journey for travelers. As you can feel, Bhutan is not only a country, it is a philosophy of life, woven into mountains, monasteries, and traditions. In the coming parts, we will journey deeper into its valleys, festivals, wildlife, and everyday rhythms, uncovering how this small Himalayan kingdom has captured the world's imagination. Bhutan is known locally as Drukgyal, which translates to Land of the Thunder Dragon. This name is not poetic exaggeration, but a reflection of Bhutan's deep mythology and its dramatic environment. Thunderstorms are common in the valleys, and the dragon is a powerful symbol in Bhutanese culture, appearing on the national flag as a guardian of the kingdom. Fact number 11. The national flag of Bhutan is divided diagonally into two fields, yellow and orange, with a white dragon across the center. The yellow represents secular authority and the monarchy, while the orange symbolizes Buddhist spiritual tradition. The dragon, known as Druk, clutches jewels in its claws, representing wealth and prosperity, but its fierce expression also signifies the strength and protection of the kingdom. Fact number 12. Bhutan's area is just under 39,000 square kilometers, about the size of Switzerland, yet its vertical geography makes it feel vast. The southern plains lie barely above sea level, while the northern Himalayan ranges soar above 7,000 meters. This extreme variation in elevation creates diverse ecosystems in close proximity, from subtropical jungles to alpine tundra. Fact number 13. The highest mountain in Bhutan is Gangkhar Plensum, standing at 7,570 meters. Remarkably, it is the highest unclimbed mountain in the world. Bhutan has prohibited climbing peaks above 6,000 meters out of respect for local spiritual beliefs, which hold that high mountains are sacred abodes of deities. This decision has preserved the sanctity and mystery of the Himalayas in Bhutan. Fact number 14. Bhutan's rivers are powerful lifelines, flowing swiftly from the glaciers of the Himalayas down through the valleys. The Phochu, Mochu, and Wangchu rivers are not only sources of fresh water and fertile soil, but also central to Bhutan's hydroelectric economy. Hydropower exports, mainly to India, make up a significant portion of the nation's revenue. Fact number 15. Despite its rugged terrain, Bhutan is remarkably biodiverse. It is home to over 700 species of birds and nearly 200 species of mammals, including elusive snow leopards, Bengal tigers, and red pandas. Its location between the plains of India and the Tibetan Plateau creates a corridor for species, making Bhutan a biological treasure of the Himalayas. Fact number 16. The country's national flower is the blue poppy, a rare bloom that grows in high alpine meadows. Its delicate blue petals have a mystical aura, symbolizing purity and resilience in Bhutanese culture. The flower was once thought mythical until it was officially documented in the 20th century. Fact number 17. Bhutan's national animal is the takin, a strange and fascinating creature resembling a cross between a goat and an antelope. Legend says the takin was created by the great Buddhist Saint Drukpa Kungli, who combined the bones of a goat and the head of a cow as a divine joke. Today, takins roam Bhutan's forests, embodying both myth and biology. Fact number 18. Bhutan's forests are filled with towering rhododendrons, magnolias, and conifers, many of which burst into brilliant bloom in spring. Entire hillsides turn pink, red, or white, creating living tapestries across the mountains. This floral abundance is celebrated during annual festivals and draws nature-loving travelers seeking both beauty and calm. Fact number 19. Bhutan has declared several national parks and wildlife sanctuaries covering more than half the country's land area. Places like Jigim, Dorji National Park, and Bumdaling Wildlife Sanctuary protect endangered species and ensure that Bhutan's natural wealth remains intact. This commitment to conservation makes Bhutan one of the most environmentally forward-thinking countries in the world. Fact number 20. The monsoon season plays a powerful role in Bhutan's rhythms. From June to September, heavy rains transform the valleys into lush, green expanses, nourishing rice paddies and forests alike. For travelers, it is both a dramatic and serene time when mists swirl around monasteries and waterfalls roar with life. As we conclude this part, picture Bhutan's landscapes unfolding before you, thunder rolling through valleys, rivers carving their paths, forests alive with birdsong, and sacred peaks untouched by human feet. The land of the Thunder Dragon is more than a name. It is a living reality, echoing with power, spirituality, and harmony with nature. When most of the world measures progress through gross domestic product, Bhutan stands apart with its unique philosophy of gross national happiness, or GNH. This concept, introduced in the 1970s by King Jigme Sinji Wangchuck, has become Bhutan's guiding principle, balancing economic development with spiritual, cultural, and environmental priorities. Fact number 21. Gross national happiness is built on 4 pillars: good governance, sustainable socio-economic development, cultural preservation, and environmental conservation. These pillars ensure that progress is measured not just in monetary terms, but in how it improves the quality of life for the people. Fact number 22. Bhutan's GNH framework includes 9 domains, such as psychological well-being, health, education, time use, and community vitality. By measuring these, Bhutan creates a holistic picture of national happiness, guiding policies to balance material progress with inner peace. Fact number 23. Education in Bhutan reflects this philosophy. Schools not only teach literacy, mathematics, and sciences, but also mindfulness and values rooted in Bhutanese culture. Meditation is sometimes practiced alongside lessons, creating an atmosphere where students learn to balance knowledge with emotional well-being. Fact number 24. Healthcare is another area where gross national happiness shines through. Bhutan provides free basic health services to all citizens, from rural villages to urban centers. Traditional medicine, based on centuries of Himalayan practices, is integrated with modern healthcare, ensuring that cultural wisdom and scientific progress complement one another. Fact number 25. One of the most remarkable aspects of Bhutan's happiness philosophy is its environmental stewardship. The constitution requires at least 60% of Bhutan's land to remain under forest cover. As of today, forests cover more than 70% of the country, making Bhutan not only carbon neutral, but carbon negative. This means Bhutan absorbs more carbon dioxide than it emits. Fact number 26. Unlike many nations that emphasize industrialization, Bhutan has deliberately chosen a slower pace of modernization. Large industries are limited to prevent ecological damage, while small-scale, sustainable practices are encouraged. Hydropower, for instance, is the nation's main export, providing clean energy to neighboring India while preserving the purity of Bhutan's environment. Fact number 27. Tourism in Bhutan is carefully regulated under a high-value, low-impact policy. Visitors pay a daily sustainable development fee, which ensures that tourism benefits local communities while minimizing cultural and environmental harm. This approach has helped Bhutan avoid the over-tourism challenges faced by many countries, while maintaining its cultural integrity. Fact number 28. The GNH philosophy also influences urban planning. Thimphu, the capital, has no skyscrapers or chaotic traffic lights. Instead, buildings are designed with traditional Bhutanese architecture, blending modern function with cultural heritage. Even government offices are adorned with wood carvings and intricate designs, creating spaces that feel harmonious rather than sterile. Fact number 29. Bhutan's cautious adoption of technology is another reflection of GNH. Television and the Internet were only introduced in 1999, later than in almost any other country. While technology is embraced today, Bhutanese society continues to prioritize personal connection, community life, and cultural values. Fact number 30. Globally, Bhutan's concept of gross national happiness has sparked international discussions about alternative models of development. Leaders, economists, and educators around the world have studied Bhutan's example, seeing it as a potential blueprint for balancing economic growth with well-being, sustainability, and cultural preservation. As you listen, imagine a society where well-being, not wealth, is the ultimate goal, where forests are protected by law, where children learn meditation at school, where happiness is a national priority. This is Bhutan's gift to the world, reminder that progress is not only about what we can build, but also about what we can preserve. Bhutan's landscapes are filled not only with mountains and forests, but also with striking architecture that reflects its spiritual and cultural heritage. Monasteries, fortresses, and traditional homes blend seamlessly into valleys and hillsides, creating a harmony between human design and natural form. Fact number 31. The most iconic style of architecture in Bhutan is the Zang. These fortress monasteries serve as both administrative centers and places of worship. Their massive, whitewashed walls, golden spires, and wooden balconies dominate valleys, standing as symbols of strength, governance, and spirituality. Fact number 32. Punica Zang, built in the 17th century, is one of the most majestic zhangs in Bhutan. Nestled at the confluence of the Pho Chu and Mo Chu rivers, it has withstood floods, fires, and earthquakes. Today, it is not only a spiritual center, but also the site of important national ceremonies, including royal coronations. Fact number 33. Paro Zhang, also known as Rinpeng Zhang, is another masterpiece. Overlooking the Paro Valley, it was featured in the film Little Buddha and is one of the best preserved examples of traditional Bhutanese fortress design. During annual festivals, its courtyards fill with masked dancers and colorful rituals. Fact number 34. Beyond Zhang's Bhutan is home to countless monasteries perched on cliffs or tucked into remote valleys. Perhaps the most famous is Taksang Monastery, or the Tiger's Nest, which clings precariously to a cliffside above Paro. Visiting it requires a steep hike through forests of pine and prayer flags, a journey that feels both physical and spiritual. Fact number 35. Traditional Bhutanese houses are themselves architectural marvels. Built from timber, stone, and rammed earth, they are adorned with brightly painted woodwork depicting protective symbols and religious motifs. These homes are often large, multi-storied structures, with livestock kept on the ground floor and family living spaces above. Fact number 36. Chortens, or stupas, dot the landscape across Bhutan. These Buddhist monuments, ranging from small whitewashed structures to grand golden-topped towers, serve as places of meditation and symbols of enlightenment. Travelers encounter them along mountain passes and village paths, their presence a constant reminder of Bhutan's spiritual devotion. Fact number 37. Bhutanese bridges are also part of its architectural charm. Traditional cantilever bridges, often covered and decorated with paintings, span rivers across the country. They are not only functional, but also works of art, blending practicality with cultural expression. Fact number 38. Even modern buildings in Bhutan must conform to traditional architectural styles. Government policies require structures to include features such as sloped roofs, woodwork designs, and colorful paintings. This ensures that urban areas, including Thimphu, retain the visual harmony of Bhutanese heritage even as the nation develops. Fact number 39. Within monasteries and zhangs, intricate murals cover walls with vivid depictions of Buddhist deities, mandalas, and symbolic animals. These paintings are not just art, but also teaching tools, illustrating complex spiritual concepts for monks and lay people alike. Fact number 40. Architecture in Bhutan is deeply tied to spirituality. Many structures are built in locations chosen by spiritual masters. Often, where natural elements, rivers, or cliffs are believed to embody protective energies. This belief transforms architecture from mere construction into a sacred dialogue with the landscape itself. As we conclude this section, imagine walking across a cantilever bridge, prayer flags fluttering in the wind, then stepping into the quiet courtyard of a zhang. The walls are high, the murals vibrant, and the sound of monks chanting fills the air. In Bhutan, architecture is not just shelter. It is history, culture, and spirituality carved into wood and stone. Bhutan is not only mountains, monasteries, and forests. It is also a land alive with vibrant festivals, dances, and cultural rituals that bind communities together. These celebrations, filled with color and symbolism, reveal the spiritual depth and joyous energy of Bhutanese life. Fact number 41. The most famous cultural events in Bhutan are the Shahus religious festivals held in honor of Guru Rinpoche, the saint who brought Buddhism to Bhutan. Each region hosts its own shetsu, where villagers gather in traditional dress to watch sacred masked dances, receive blessings, and share in collective joy. Fact number 42. The masked dances, known as cam dances, are central to these festivals. Performed by monks and lay people, the dances feature elaborate costumes and wooden masks depicting deities, animals, and mythical beings. Each dance carries spiritual meaning, often symbolizing the triumph of good over evil and the path toward enlightenment. Fact number 43. During Shihu's enormous religious scrolls, called thankos, are unfurled. These giant tapestries, often depicting Guru, Rinpoche, or other Buddhist figures, are believed to bestow blessings on all who view them. The unveiling is a moment of awe, accompanied by music, prayer, and incense. Fact number 44. Music is an essential part of Bhutanese festivals. The sound of long horns, drums, and cymbals fills the air, creating rhythms that guide the dances and chants. These instruments are more than entertainment. They are believed to summon deities and purify the surroundings. Fact number 45. Bhutanese people dress in their finest attire during festivals. Men wear the go with silk sashes, while women adorn themselves in brightly patterned kiras and silk scarves. Jewelry, often passed down through generations, complete the festive attire, turning the event into a visual celebration of tradition. Fact number 46. Food also plays a role in these gatherings. Families prepare special dishes like ema, dachi chili peppers, cooked with cheese, considered Bhutan's national dish. Rice, stews, and locally brewed beverages like ara are shared, reinforcing the sense of community that festivals embody. Fact number 47. Beyond Shahus, other festivals highlight Bhutan's agricultural cycles. The Black-necked Crane Festival in Phobjika Valley celebrates the arrival of endangered cranes that migrate each winter. Children perform crane dances, raising awareness about conservation while honoring the birds that are both ecological and cultural treasures. Fact number 48. Archery tournaments, too, take on festival-like atmospheres. These competitions are accompanied by singing, dancing, and playful teasing between teams. Archery is more than a sport. It is a stage where skill, wit, and social bonds are displayed with cheer. Fact number 49. Spiritual ceremonies, known as puyas, are also common in Bhutanese life. Families invite monks to perform rituals for blessings, protection, or healing. These ceremonies often involve chanting, butter lamps, and offerings, blending the intimate with the divine. Fact number 50. At the heart of Bhutan's festivals is the blending of spirituality and community. Each celebration is not only a religious observance, but also a social event where families reconnect. Neighbors strengthen bonds, and traditions are passed to younger generations. The joy of the festival is seen as inseparable from the practice of faith. As this section closes, imagine standing in a monastery courtyard during a shechu. Brightly painted masks whirl through the air. Drums echo against the valley walls, and the scent of incense mixes with mountain air. It is both spectacle and meditation, a reminder that in Bhutan, culture and spirituality are woven together in every step of the dance. To truly understand Bhutan, one must look beyond its mountains and monasteries to the gentle rhythms of daily life. In Bhutan, family, community, and spirituality form the heart of everyday existence, shaping how people work, eat, celebrate, and rest. Fact number 51. The Bhutanese household is often large and multi-generational. Parents, children, and grandparents live under one roof, sharing responsibilities and passing down traditions. This closeness strengthens family bonds and ensures that cultural wisdom is preserved through storytelling and shared practices. Fact number 52. Inheritance in Bhutan has traditionally favored daughters rather than sons. Property, particularly the family home, often passes to women, ensuring stability for them and their families. This system highlights the unique role of women in Bhutanese society, where gender roles, though traditional, often carry a balance of respect. Fact number 53. Bhutanese homes are built to accommodate both the sacred and the practical. Alongside bedrooms and kitchens, nearly every household has a shrine room. This space, decorated with statues, butter lamps, and prayer flags, is where families gather for daily rituals, meditation, and offerings. Fact number 54. Agriculture remains central to daily life. Most Bhutanese families engage in farming, cultivating rice, maize, barley, and potatoes. Terraced fields rise like steps along the hillsides, and during harvest season, entire communities join together, singing and working in unison to bring in the crops. Fact number 55. Livestock also plays an important role. Yaks graze the high Himalayan pastures, providing milk, wool, and even fuel from dried dung. In the valleys, cows, chickens, and pigs are common, contributing to both food and livelihood. These practices tie Bhutanese life deeply to the natural cycles of the land. Fact number 56. Meals in Bhutan are simple yet flavorful. The national dish, ima dachi, made of chilies and cheese, reflects the country's love for spicy food. Red rice, grown in Bhutan's fertile valleys, accompanies most meals, while butter tea, made with tea leaves, salt, and yak butter, provides warmth and sustenance in the cold climate. Fact number 57. Community cooperation, known as jobdrung, is an important tradition. When a family builds a house, plants fields, or organizes a festival, neighbors often come together to help, with the understanding that support will be reciprocated when needed. This system strengthens social ties and reduces isolation in Bhutan's remote villages. Fact number 58. Education has become increasingly important in Bhutanese life. While traditional monastic schools still thrive, modern education is widely available. Children walk to school in uniform, carrying books alongside packed lunches of rice and vegetables. Lessons often mix practical knowledge with values that align with Bhutan's cultural and spiritual heritage. Fact number 59. Healthcare is also deeply integrated into community life. In rural areas, health workers visit villages to provide basic medical care and education, while traditional healers continue to play a role in treating minor illnesses. This blend of modern and traditional practices reflects Bhutan's balanced approach to development. Fact number 60. Bhutanese society places great emphasis on respect for elders. Older members of the community are seen as carriers of wisdom and experience. Decisions within families and villages often involve consultation with the eldest, ensuring continuity between past and present. As this part closes, imagine waking in a Bhutanese farmhouse at dawn. Prayer flags ripple outside the window. Smoke curls upward from the kitchen hearth, and the sound of cows in the field drifts into the morning air. Life here moves at a slower pace, tied to family, land, and community, offering a vision of harmony that feels both timeless and grounding. Bhutan is often described as a living Eden, where untouched forests stretch across mountains and valleys, and rare species thrive in harmony with people. This natural richness is not only a treasure of biodiversity, but also a reflection of Bhutan's philosophy of balance with the environment. Fact number 61. Over 70% of Bhutan is covered by forests, making it one of the most densely forested countries on Earth. These forests act as lungs for the nation, filtering the air, sheltering wildlife, and ensuring Bhutan remains carbon negative, a rare achievement in the modern world. Fact number 62. Bhutan's forests are part of the Eastern Himalayan biodiversity hotspot, one of the most ecologically rich regions in the world. Within its borders, live animals found nowhere else, from the endangered golden langur to the striking satyr tragopan, a brightly colored pheasant sometimes called the bird of gods. Fact number 63. The elusive snow leopard prowls the highest mountains of northern Bhutan. Revered in local folklore and feared by herders, this predator is a symbol of resilience and mystery. Conservation efforts, supported by international partnerships, aim to protect both snow leopards and the fragile ecosystems they depend on. Fact number 64. Bhutan is one of the few places in the world where tigers live at altitudes above 3,000 meters. The Royal Manus National Park and Jigim Dorji National Park provide crucial habitats for these high-altitude tigers, making Bhutan a key contributor to global tiger conservation. Fact number 65. The national animal, the talking, roams the forests and pastures of Bhutan. With its unusual form, part goat, part antelope, fascinates scientists and tourists alike. Legends say it was created by the Saint Drukpa Kunli, blending myth and nature into one creature. Fact number 66. Each winter, the black-necked crane migrates from the Tibetan Plateau to the Phobjika Valley in Bhutan. These graceful birds are celebrated in a special festival, where dances and songs honor their arrival. Protecting these cranes is a priority, as they are not only biologically important, but also spiritually revered. Fact number 67. Bhutan is home to more than 700 species of birds, making it a paradise for birdwatchers. From tiny sunbirds flitting through forests to majestic Himalayan griffins soaring above valleys, the skies of Bhutan are alive with sound and movement. Fact number 68. The rivers of Bhutan are as important as its mountains. Fed by Himalayan glaciers, they carve valleys, support farming, and generate hydroelectricity. For whitewater adventurers, they offer thrilling rapids, while for locals, they provide sustenance and spiritual connection. Many rivers are considered sacred, believed to be the dwelling places of water deities. Fact number 69. Bhutan's diverse climate creates an astonishing range of vegetation zones. From tropical jungles in the south to alpine meadows in the north. This variety supports everything from orchids and rhododendrons to junipers and medicinal plants used in traditional healing. Fact number 70. Conservation is not just policy in Bhutan, it is a way of life. Over half the country is protected through national parks and biological corridors, ensuring that animals can migrate freely between habitats. This network makes Bhutan one of the world's leaders in conservation planning. As this section draws to a close, picture yourself standing in Phubjika Valley as cranes glide overhead, or hiking in the forests where rhododendrons bloom and prayer flags flutter. In Bhutan, every bird, tree, and mountain is seen as part of a larger spiritual and ecological whole, a reminder that nature itself is sacred. In Bhutan, spirituality flows gently through the fabric of daily life. It is not confined to monasteries or temples, but found in the rhythm of footsteps along mountain trails, the flutter of prayer flags in the wind, and the low murmur of chants carried through valleys. To understand Bhutan is to see how its people live not beside their faith, but within it. Fact number 71. Buddhism is the dominant religion of Bhutan, specifically the Vajrayana tradition, also known as the Diamond Way. This form of Buddhism is deeply symbolic, using rituals, meditation, and visualizations to help practitioners understand life and transcend suffering. Fact number 72. Every village in Bhutan has a temple or monastery that acts as the spiritual heart of the community. These places are not only centers for worship, but also schools for young monks, sanctuaries for festivals, and places where villagers gather during important life events. Fact number 73. Prayer flags, or lungta, meaning wind horse, are one of the most visible signs of Bhutanese spirituality. Hung on ridges, rooftops, and bridges, they are believed to carry blessings and mantras on the wind, spreading peace, compassion, and wisdom wherever the breeze travels. Fact number 74. The spinning of prayer wheels, filled with sacred texts, is another common practice. Turning the wheel is thought to have the same spiritual effect as reciting the prayers aloud, allowing devotees to accumulate merit while walking through markets, trails, and temple courtyards. Fact number 75. Guru Rinpoche, also known as Padmasambhava, is considered the second Buddha in Bhutan. He is credited with bringing Buddhism to the Himalayas in the 8th century. monasteries, statues, and sacred sites across the country honor his legacy, including the famous Tiger's Nest Monastery, which legend says he consecrated after arriving on the back of a flying tigress. Fact number 76. Spirituality also finds expression in Bhutan's festivals, or sechas. During these events, masked dances are performed to retell Buddhist stories and ward off evil spirits. Villagers gather in colorful dress, monks don ornate costumes, and the atmosphere is filled with music, food, and reverence. Fact number 77. Astrology plays a strong role in Bhutanese spiritual life. Important decisions, such as when to marry, build a home, or embark on a journey, often guided by astrologers, who consult ancient texts and calculate auspicious timings. Fact number 78. Many Bhutanese also make pilgrimages to sacred sites scattered across the mountains. These journeys are seen as both physical and spiritual challenges, helping pilgrims purify their minds while honoring holy places. Some of these sites are caves where saints meditated. Others are temples built on cliffs or next to rivers. Fact number 79. Spiritual offerings, called torma, are often made of butter and flour, shaped into intricate designs and placed on altars. These offerings are a way of honoring deities and inviting blessings for health, prosperity, and protection. Fact number 80. Beyond rituals and monasteries, spirituality is present in Bhutan's way of seeing the world. Mountains, rivers, and forests are often considered sacred, inhabited by spirits and guardians. Respecting these natural elements is not just ecologically, is spiritual, reinforcing the Bhutanese belief that harmony between humans and nature sustains happiness. As this section ends, imagine walking through a quiet Bhutanese village at dusk. Butter lamps glow in small shrines. Monks chant in the distance, and the soft rustle of prayer flags fills the air. In Bhutan, faith is not a separate part of life, is life itself, woven into every action, gesture, and breath. Bhutan's landscapes are crowned with architectural marvels that are as spiritual as they are functional. The country's unique style of building reflects centuries of tradition, balancing beauty, strength, and deep symbolism. In Bhutan, every wall, roof, and carving seems to whisper stories of devotion, history, and identity. Fact number 81. One of the most iconic features of Bhutanese architecture is the Zang. These massive fortress monasteries are both administrative centers and religious institutions. With their towering, whitewashed walls, golden roofs, and strategic locations overlooking valleys, Zangs stand as symbols of unity and protection. Fact number 82. The Punica Zang, built in the 17th century, is considered the most beautiful in Bhutan. Nestled at the confluence of the Pho-Chu and Mo-Chu rivers, it has survived floods, fires, and earthquakes, and remains a centerpiece for both religious and political ceremonies. Fact number 83. Another striking example is the Trungsa Zang, the largest fortress in Bhutan. Perched on a steep ridge, it once controlled trade between eastern and western Bhutan. Today, its intricate corridors and temples still hum with monastic life. Fact number 84. Bhutanese homes are distinctive, often painted with intricate patterns and adorned with wooden windows and slanted roofs. Many feature protective symbols, painted on their walls, such as the phallus, which is believed to ward off evil spirits and invite fertility and prosperity. Fact number 85. Bridges in Bhutan are not merely crossings, but spiritual pathways. Traditional cantilever and suspension bridges are often decorated with prayer flags, turning even a simple journey across a river into an act of devotion. Fact number 86. Perhaps the most iconic monument of Bhutan is the Paro Toksang, or Tiger's Nest, monastery. Clinging to a cliff 3,000 feet above the Paro Valley, it is one of the holiest sites in the country. Legend tells that Guru Rinpoche flew here on the back of a tigress, meditating in caves that still exist within the monastery's walls. Fact number 87. Stupas, or chortens, are found throughout Bhutan, from city centers to remote trails. These whitewashed structures, often topped with golden spires, serve as reliquaries and symbols of enlightenment. Walking around a stupa clockwise is a common devotional practice. Fact number 88. Bhutanese architecture is unique in that nails and iron reinforcements are traditionally not used. Instead, intricate wooden joinery holds structures together, a testament to the skill of Bhutanese craftsmen. Fact number 89. In the capital, Thimphu, even modern buildings are required to follow traditional Bhutanese design. This rule ensures that the city retains its cultural identity, blending heritage with modern needs. Fact number 90. Bhutan's architecture is more than aesthetic, it embodies spiritual meaning. Jongs represent protection of both the state and the faith. Homes reflect harmony with family and land. Monasteries, perched on cliffs, symbolize the closeness between human effort and the divine. Together, these structures create a landscape where culture and spirituality are etched into stone and wood. As this section concludes, imagine the sun setting over a valley, its light bathing the walls of a jong in gold. Prayer flags ripple from bridges, and distant temple bells echo across the mountains. In Bhutan, architecture is not just built, it's lived, prayed, and breathed into the heart of the land. If the monasteries and jongs are the heart of Bhutan, its festivals are the pulse. These gatherings weave together faith, art, dance, and community, turning ordinary days into vibrant expressions of joy and devotion. In Bhutan, celebrations are not mere entertainment, they are pathways to the divine, reminders of cultural identity and occasions for unity. Fact number 91. The most famous festivals in Bhutan are the Sechas. These are religious events held annually in jongs and monasteries across the country, commemorating the life and teachings of Guru Rinpoche. Each Sechu draws villagers from miles around who gather in their finest traditional attire to witness sacred performances. Fact number 92. Masked dances, known as kam, form the centerpiece of Sechas. Performed by monks in elaborate costumes, these dances are not only artistic, but spiritual. Each movement tells a story from Buddhist teachings, aiming to banish evil spirits and bless the spectators with protection and wisdom. Fact number 93. The dances often feature masks representing wrathful deities, animals, or historical figures. While some may seem frightening, they are meant to embody forces that protect the faithful and guide them toward enlightenment. Fact number 94. A highlight of many sechas is the unfurling of a thongdrol, a massive, sacred tapestry depicting Buddhist deities. When displayed, often at dawn, it is believed that merely viewing the thongdrol cleanses the viewer of their sins and brings spiritual merit. Fact number 95. Beyond their religious purpose, festivals serve as social events. Families reunite, friends meet, and communities share food and stories. For many villagers, sechas are the highlight of the year, blending faith with festivity. Fact number 96. Colorful attire adds to the spectacle. Men wear the traditional go, while women dan the kira, often made of hand-woven textiles. Jewelry, especially turquoise and coral, is worn with pride, reflecting Bhutan's rich craft traditions. Fact number 97. In addition to sechas, Bhutan celebrates seasonal and agricultural festivals. The Matsutake festival in Bumthing celebrates the mushroom harvest, while the Ha Summer Festival showcases nomadic traditions with yak rides, folk songs, and games. Fact number 98. Even nature is honored in celebration. The arrival of the black-necked cranes in Phobjika Valley each winter is marked with the Black-Necked Crane Festival. School children perform dances mimicking the birds, raising awareness about conservation while celebrating their grace. Fact number 99. Each region of Bhutan has unique festivals reflecting local traditions and deities. For example, the Jambe Lakong Drup in Bumthing includes the famous fire dance, believed to bless fertility and protect against misfortune. Fact number 100. At their core, Bhutanese festivals embody the principle of gross national happiness. They promote cultural preservation, strengthen community bonds, and remind people that joy and spirituality can coexist in vibrant, living traditions. As this section closes, imagine standing in the courtyard of a jang during a sechu. Drums, thunder, horns echo against the mountains, and dancers in swirling masks leap and spin, their movements ancient yet alive. Around you, families smile, elders whisper prayers, and children gaze in wonder. In Bhutan, festivals are a bridge between heaven and earth, past and present, community and cosmos. To sit at a Bhutanese table is to experience the warmth of family, the richness of land, and the spice of culture. Meals in Bhutan are simple, hearty, and always connected to the earth, reflecting the rhythms of farming and the values of sharing. Fact number 101. The national dish of Bhutan is ima dachi, a fiery stew of chilies and cheese. For Bhutanese people, chilies are not a seasoning, but a vegetable, and they appear in nearly every meal. The sharp spice of chilies, combined with the creamy stems of yak or cow cheese, creates a dish that is both humble and iconic. Fact number 102. Red rice is the staple grain of Bhutan. Grown in the Paro Valley, it thrives in high-altitude terraces irrigated by glacial streams. Its nutty flavor and hearty texture make it a perfect base for Bhutanese stews and curries. Fact number 103. Butter tea, or suja, is another culinary cornerstone. Made with tea leaves, salt, and yak butter, it is rich, savory, and warming. In the cold Himalayan winters, it provides energy and comfort. Guests are often welcomed with a steaming cup, making it a symbol of hospitality. Fact number 104. Momos, or dumplings, are popular across Bhutan, often stuffed with vegetables, cheese, or meat. Steamed to perfection, they are served during gatherings and festivals, bringing people together over shared plates. Fact number 105. Traditional meals are eaten while sitting on the floor, with food served in wooden bowls. Hands are sometimes used instead of utensils, and eating together is considered an act of bonding. Guests are always encouraged to eat more, as abundance is seen as a blessing. Fact number 106. Meat dishes, such as pork, beef, and yak, are enjoyed. But many Bhutanese also practice days of vegetarianism out of respect for Buddhist principles. During religious festivals, entire communities may avoid meat as part of spiritual observance. Fact number 107. Chilies are not just eaten fresh, but also dried and strung into garlands, which hang from windows and doorways. These red strands are both practical, preserving food for winter, and decorative, adding color to Bhutanese homes. Fact number 108. Dairy products play a crucial role in Bhutanese diets, especially in high-altitude regions. Yak cheese, butter, and milk are staples, often used in cooking or traded in local markets. Hard yak cheese, known as chirpi, is chewed like candy and can last for hours. Fact number 109. Alcohol is also part of Bhutanese dining traditions. Era, a traditional spirit distilled from rice, wheat, or maize, is served warm and sometimes flavored with butter or eggs. It is consumed during festivals, family events, and rituals. Fact number 110. Food in Bhutan is not just about nourishment, it is tied to community, spirituality, and gratitude. Before meals, some families offer a small portion of rice or tea to local deities or spirits, honoring the connection between people, land, and the unseen. As this section concludes, picture yourself seated on a woven mat in a Bhutanese farmhouse. A wooden bowl of steaming red rice rests before you, alongside imadachi glowing with spice. Butter tea warms your hands. Laughter fills the room, and outside, prayer flags flutter in the evening wind. Meals here are not only eaten, they are shared, blessed, and remembered. In Bhutan, creativity is not merely artistic expression, but a sacred act, guided by centuries of tradition and infused with spirituality. Known as the Zorig Chusum, or 13 traditional arts, Bhutan's crafts preserve heritage, sustain livelihoods, and embody the nation's identity. Fact number 111. The Zorig Chusum encompasses 13 disciplines, including painting, wood carving, weaving, sculpture, and metalwork. Each is taught through apprenticeships and formal schools, ensuring that skills are passed from one generation to the next. Fact number 112. Think of painting, or ladri, is one of the most revered arts. These intricate scroll paintings depict deities, mandalas, and religious scenes. Every brushstroke follows strict guidelines, turning the act of painting into a meditation on proportion, symbolism, and devotion. Fact number 113. Weaving, or thagso, is often practiced by women, and is considered one of the highest forms of Bhutanese artistry. Hand-woven textiles, rich in color and intricate design, are used for national dress, religious offerings, and ceremonial purposes. The patterns are unique to regions, telling stories of local identity. Fact number 114. Woodworking and carpentry, known as Xingzhou, are responsible for the intricate designs seen on zhengs, temples, and homes. From ornately carved windows to brightly painted beams, Bhutanese architecture is inseparable from these skilled crafts. Fact number 115. Metalwork, or garzo, produces both practical tools and sacred objects. Craftsmen forge knives, jewelry, and ritual instruments such as bells and vijras, imbuing them with both utility and spiritual meaning. Fact number 116. Sculpting, or jinzo, is another sacred discipline. Clay statues of Buddhas and deities, carefully shaped and consecrated, fill monasteries and household shrines. The creation process itself is often accompanied by prayers and rituals. Fact number 117. Bhutan's arts are not only about beauty, but also about harmony. Patterns, colors, and proportions are designed to align with spiritual principles, creating objects that inspire peace and balance in those who use or view them. Fact number 118. Beyond traditional crafts, Bhutan's performing arts also flourish. Folk songs, accompanied by traditional instruments such as the dramian, a six-stringed lute, tell stories of love, nature, and spirituality. Dances, both secular and sacred, bring communities together in celebration. Fact number 119. Bhutanese crafts are also tied to the economy. Hand-woven textiles and artisanal products are sought after by tourists, providing income for families while showcasing national heritage to the world. Fact number 120. The arts are seen as integral to gross national happiness. By preserving the Zorig Chusm, Bhutan not only protects its heritage, but also nurtures creativity, spiritual fulfillment, and sustainable livelihoods. As this section closes, imagine stepping into a workshop where a painter carefully outlines the serene face of a Buddha, or a weaver works at a loom, her hands moving rhythmically through threads of crimson, gold, and green. In Bhutan, every craft is more than an object, is a prayer, a story, and a piece of the nation's soul. Bhutan's path to development is unlike that of most nations, guided by the principle of gross national happiness. The country has sought to balance progress with cultural preservation, health, and education. Here, modern growth does not erase tradition, but moves alongside it, like two rivers flowing together. Fact number 121. Education in Bhutan was once centered almost entirely around monasteries, where young monks studied Buddhist philosophy, meditation, and sacred texts. Today, modern education is widely available, blending academic knowledge with cultural and moral values. Fact number 122. Schooling is provided free by the government, a reflection of Bhutan's commitment to human development. Students wear uniforms based on traditional attire, the Gopher Boys and the Kira for girls, connecting learning with national identity. Fact number 123. English is widely used as the medium of instruction in schools, alongside Jangka Bhutan's national language. This dual language approach prepares students for both international engagement and cultural continuity. Fact number 124. Higher education has expanded in recent years, with institutions like the Royal University of Bhutan offering courses in modern subjects while still encouraging respect for tradition and environmental values. Fact number 125. Healthcare, like education, is free for citizens. Clinics and hospitals, often supported by international partnerships, provide essential services even in remote areas, reflecting Bhutan's strong emphasis on well-being. Fact number 126. Traditional medicine, rooted in Tibetan and Ayurvedic practices, is practiced alongside modern medicine. Herbal remedies, spiritual rituals, and holistic approaches remain important, particularly in rural areas where people often combine both systems of care. Fact number 127. Bhutan's development is deeply tied to its environment. Hydropower is the nation's largest source of revenue, exporting electricity to neighboring countries while remaining a renewable and clean source of energy. Fact number 128. Tourism, carefully managed under a high-value, low-impact model, provides income while preserving culture and environment. Visitors pay a daily fee that supports sustainable development, education, and infrastructure. Fact number 129. Technology and communication are slowly expanding. Internet access, mobile networks, and digital platforms are connecting Bhutan with the world. Though the government carefully balances modernization with protection of cultural values. Fact number 130. Unlike many countries, Bhutan measures progress not by gross domestic product, but by gross national happiness. This unique model considers health, education, cultural preservation, environmental conservation, and psychological well-being, placing human fulfillment above pure economic growth. As this section closes, imagine students in uniforms gathering beneath fluttering prayer flags, or a doctor mixing herbal medicines beside modern equipment in a rural clinic. Bhutan's development is not a rush toward modernity, but a deliberate walk, where tradition and progress walk hand in hand, step by mindful step. Though tucked away in the Himalayas, Bhutan is not cut off from the wider world. Instead, it has chosen a careful, deliberate path of interaction, engaging with neighbors and global institutions while fiercely guarding its sovereignty, culture, and values. Fact number 131. For centuries, Bhutan followed a policy of isolation, limiting contact with outsiders to protect its traditions. It was only in the mid-20th century that the country began opening up, establishing formal diplomatic relations with select nations. Fact number 132. India remains Bhutan's closest partner, both geographically and politically. The two nations share strong economic, cultural, and security ties, with India supporting Bhutan in areas like hydropower, development, education, and infrastructure. Fact number 133. Despite its small size, Bhutan is an active member of the United Nations. It joined in 1971, bringing its unique voice to discussions on peace, sustainability, and development. Its advocacy for gross national happiness has influenced global conversations on measuring human progress beyond economics. Fact number 134. Bhutan maintains limited but strategic, diplomatic relations, focusing on quality rather than quantity. It does not have ties with every nation, but the relationships it fosters are based on trust, sustainability, and mutual respect. Fact number 135. Tourism is one of Bhutan's key global connections. Under the high-value, low-volume model, tourists pay a daily sustainable fee, ensuring that travel brings economic benefit without overwhelming the country's environment or culture. Fact number 136. Bhutan has positioned itself as a global leader in environmental stewardship. At international conferences, it proudly declares its carbon-negative status and advocates for climate action, presenting itself as a model of ecological responsibility. Fact number 137. In 2017, Bhutan made headlines when it pledged to remain 100% organic in agriculture. This vision, though ambitious, highlights Bhutan's role as a pioneer in sustainable farming practices worldwide. Fact number 138. Bhutan also participates in global cultural exchanges, sharing its traditions of masked dances, thangka, art, and Buddhist philosophy with audiences abroad. These events allow the world to glimpse the nation's spirit without diluting its authenticity. Fact number 139. Despite modernization, Bhutan has resisted the pressures of globalization in areas such as mass consumerism and rapid industrialization. This careful approach ensures that foreign influences do not overshadow local identity. Fact number 140. Bhutan's relationship with the world can be summed up in one principal balance. It welcomes the benefits of international cooperation, technology, and tourism, but filters them through its own values, ensuring that global connections strengthen rather than weaken its cultural soul. As this section closes, picture Bhutan as a serene monastery perched on a mountain. Its doors are open, allowing the winds of the world to flow in, but its walls remain strong, holding fast to the wisdom within. In Bhutan, engagement with the world is not about assimilation, grounded in dignity and harmony. As the final chapter in this journey through Bhutan unfolds, it is worth reflecting not only on the country as it is today, but also on what it represents for tomorrow. Bhutan may be small in size and population, but the lessons it offers the world are vast about balance, happiness, and the meaning of progress. Fact number 141. Bhutan is one of the youngest democracies in the world. Having transitioned from monarchy to constitutional monarchy in 2008, this change was initiated by the king himself, who believed that democracy would secure the future of his people. It shows Bhutan's willingness to adapt while staying true to its core values. Fact number 142. Technology is expanding in Bhutan, especially among the younger generation. Social media, e-learning, and mobile banking are becoming common. Yet, even as connectivity grows, the government and educators stress the importance of preserving culture, language, and values in the digital age. Fact number 143. Climate change presents one of the greatest challenges to Bhutan's future. Melting glaciers threaten to create floods, while shifting weather patterns affect farming. Bhutan is responding with sustainable policies, reforestation, and renewable energy, determined to remain a leader in environmental resilience. Fact Number 144. The younger generation of Bhutan faces the challenge of balancing tradition with aspiration. Many young Bhutanese dream of opportunities abroad, while others remain deeply rooted in local communities. The future of Bhutan lies in how this generation navigates both modern ambition and ancestral wisdom. Fact number 145. Tourism will continue to be both an opportunity and a responsibility. The government's sustainable tourism model may evolve, but its core principle will remain to welcome travelers while ensuring Bhutan's sacred landscapes and heritage remain unspoiled. Fact number 146. Bhutan's philosophy of gross national happiness will likely inspire future policies, both at home and abroad. It challenges the world to rethink progress not as endless economic growth, but as a balance of spiritual, cultural, environmental, and social well-being. Fact number 147. As global attention grows, Bhutan may face pressures to modernize faster, to industrialize, or to open its markets. Yet its history suggests it will continue choosing careful, deliberate steps rather than rushing forward. Fact number 148. Bhutan's monarchy remains deeply loved and respected. The king and royal family serve not only as leaders, but also as symbols of unity, guiding the nation with humility and vision. This bond between people and monarchy offers stability as the country faces global challenges. Fact number 149. The enduring lesson of Bhutan is its reminder that small nations can lead by example. Its environmental policies, spiritual integration, and cultural pride show that success is not measured by size or wealth, but by values. Fact number 150. The future of Bhutan is not just about Bhutan, it is about the world. In its mountains, rivers, and villages lies a message that happiness, harmony with nature, and respect for heritage are not luxuries, but essentials. As this journey comes to a close, imagine standing once more in the shadow of the Himalayas. Prayer flags ripple in the wind, monks chant in distant monasteries, and the rivers below carve their way through timeless valleys. In Bhutan, the present flows gently into the future, carrying with it the wisdom of the past. It is a land that teaches us all that true progress is not speed, but balance, not wealth, but well-being, not noise, but peace.